Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to distress the edges of fabric, and we'll even go through some basic weathering painting techniques. Taking the edge of the fabric that needs to be weathered, we're going to just bunch it up, twist it, get it in all different patterns, just basically mix it all up so that it's not straight at the edge anymore. And then we're going to take our scissors and just cut a little bit off the end. And then there you go, it is that simple. To get a little hole, what we're going to do is, instead of cutting along the edge, when we mix it, we're just going to go, instead of cutting from the edge, we're going to cut the bit that is on the inside where it is not an edge, and just cut that in a random angle. And then when you open it up again, you will have a hole, kind of like when you used to do those paper snowflakes, right? I'm sure a load of us have done those at some point. The important thing to remember is when you're bunching up to make it different each time, so you can cut in at different angles and edges, and you can always go back and cut back in again. So if you open it up and you see, oh, there's a straight bit here I don't like, you can just go back in, twist, pinch, bunch up and cut again, and there you go, it's fixed. Distressing your cosplays is also something really fun and easy you can do with bought cosplays as well, to help give it depth and make it look more battle worn. This is going to have scales over the top of it, and because I don't like how it covers up all of my hard work, I'm actually going to make my scales smaller so that I can see what I like more, which is of course all of the beautiful distressing we just did. Keep in mind as well that fabric all works differently, so depending what type of fabric you're using, it will come out different. Now I'm going to teach you how to weather with dry brushing. It's really, really simple. You're just going to grab some basic cheap acrylic paints, or you could use anything really. You could use eyeshadow, anything with pigment, but keep in mind different things are going to react different ways. And here's what you're going to want to do. You're going to want to tell a story with the paints you use. If you use white, maybe for a snowy environment, you've got browns for mud, you can use a deep red for blood. You can even use green, which is something I'm going to be using because this is an underwater costume, to give like a moldy effect. But the point is, you need to tell a story with the colours that you use. Lighter fabrics are always going to be easier to work with, but colours like green will usually show up on the black, depending on the type of fabric you have. I have suede, so as long as the paint is pigmented enough, it will show up enough just to give a little hint of green, a little spicy hint. Now when we are painting, we're taking a bit of paint, and then I am getting some of it off the brush so there's not loads of it on, before dabbing it onto the thing that I want to paint. This is so that I don't make it too dark in certain areas. If that's the look you're kind of going for, go ahead, but it's better to slowly build up to more pigmented as you go along. It should go without saying, but black is the darkest colour when you are weathering things, so keep that in mind as you go and use it sparingly. I always get loads off my brush first, unless there's an area that I want to go really, really dark. It is better to start with the lighter colours like the browns, and then go in with the blacks and darkers afterwards once you've decided the placements. However, with that in mind, when using colours like red or green for storytelling, you would probably put those on last. Otherwise, you're just covering it all up, when the darker colours come in. I decided that because these pieces are going to be layered together, I'm going to lay them together when I do the blood splatter, so that it all blends in together, if that makes sense. So, because this would have been layered together once there was battle, it makes the most sense that everything would have been hit in the same place. They wouldn't just be some patch like here that went under here and disappeared here, but then restarted down here, if that makes sense. I'm not going to overdo it too much because I like how it's looking. And if you mess up, don't worry. Keep in mind the finished piece is going to look overall really good, and I'm just loving how it's going to look with all these scales. I'm so excited to get them painted. However, again, I'm going to make them even thinner so that I can see it better. This tutorial is brought to you by my dating sim, Sharkbait, and that's because I'm making this part of Achilleos. It is a dating sim that I made myself, available to play for free on your phone with the app Dorian. I'll put a link in your bio. Basically, you get to seduce sexy shark men. You are destined to die as a sacrifice for the Greek god Achilleos unless you can convince these guys to like you. And it is honestly, I'm biased, but it's fun. Please go play it. It's also like very, very spicy. It's very, very spicy. Like I'm talking like they were like, can we put a choice in like this where one of the options is, I can't even say because it's YouTube, but yeah, go check it out. There's a link in my bio if you're interested, and let me know what you think. I hope that you have fun weathering, and please let me know what kind of things you're weathering and if this tutorial helped you at all. I'll see you next time. Bye!